In a landmark decision out of Los Angeles, Judge David Carter has ordered LA City County and LA City specifically to offer shelter and housing to the entire homeless population of Skid Row no later than October. This is huge. If you live in Los Angeles, you can understand why it's huge, because homelessness hits you in your face every single day. There are encampments all over LA County, 65,000 homeless people in LA County. And mind you, we're talking about a state, the state of California, that has an economy that's so successful that it's the 5th largest economy in the world. But somehow we have all these homeless people living on the streets and dying on the streets. So Los Angeles, according to the judge, has lost its parks, beaches, schools, sidewalks, and highway systems due to the inaction of city and county officials who have left our homeless citizens with no place to turn. Now, the mention of highways there is important because we literally have homeless encampments on the sides of highways. Like, they're just there. It'll blow your mind if you haven't seen it, but the encampments are everywhere. And the judge is also right. Sidewalks, under freeway bridges. You know, usually there's a sidewalk so you can cross from one side of that bridge to the next. You can't do that in most parts of LA anymore because the entire walkway is taken up by tents. I'm not saying this to complain about it. I'm saying it because it's just it illustrates how broken the system is and how these very people have been completely abandoned by city and county officials. So the ruling comes after a January 2020 count of 4,600 homeless people currently present at Skid Row, as well as 1,300 deaths of those same homeless people just last year. They're just dying on the streets. The order doesn't just stop at placing homeless people in shelters. The judge has also ordered LA County to offer support services to all homeless residents. This is important, guys, who accept the offer of housing, including placements in appropriate emergency, interim, or permanent housing and treatment services. So this isn't just, all right, fine, we're gonna rent some vacant hotel rooms temporarily and put homeless people in there and hopefully this will just kind of go away. No, that's what Eric Garcetti and Gavin Newsom did, and it was a failed project. What the judge is saying here is, you don't just provide them housing. We're dealing with a population that has mental health issues in some cases, people who need health care, who need actual attention in order to get their lives back on track. And I love that that is also part of this ruling. It isn't as simplistic as just rent a bunch of rooms and be done with it. It's provide housing, but also provide services so people can get their lives together. You know, this is really great news. There's some worry that LA officials are gonna try to appeal this. If they try, we need to fight like hell to hold them accountable for it. And Mayor Garcetti had basically said, roadblocks masquerading as progress are the last things we need. I don't know what that means.
People are awful.
I know. I see Garcetti as a massive roadblock to humanity.
Yeah.
Garbage, absolute garbage. God, I can't stand local officials and local politicians in California. They're just the absolute worst. But Nando,
yeah, they're all good. Vote blue, no matter who, right? That's what they say. But LA, the situation with the homeless people in LA has gotten so out of control that maybe we're reaching somewhere close to rock bottom, because for forever what the dynamic is with homeless people is that rich residents, which control local politics, right? Real estate developers and homeowners are the most powerful constituents usually in any local government. They just don't want the homeless shelters. They don't want public housing near them. They think for whatever reason it's going to devalue their property values and things like that. But like, it's gotten to the point where like, there's just homeless people everywhere. There's just like, the whole city is like a matcha green bubble tea place with a homeless encampment at its front door. Like that's what LA has become. And that devalues home prices more than anything. It's just like the presence of large homeless encampments, which are now everywhere. So the crisis is unimaginable. The solutions are obvious and easy, and they don't even cost that much money. That's the crazy thing about homelessness, is that it doesn't cost that much money in the grand scheme of things to fix it entirely. Like especially if there was some sort of federal government response, because states obviously can't run a deficit, and that always hinders their ability to do these kind of long-term things. But the homelessness issue, like, is such a moral abomination. It is such a indictment about everything in the system, where the richest country in the world and the richest cities within it cannot house its people. And the problem has gotten worse since 2008. It's going to continue getting worse as inequality soars, because that's what happens, is that the housing prices keep going up, but the jobs don't pay more. When that happens, when you see the two graphs and you see housing prices go up and you see wages being flat, then you're going to start seeing homelessness. It's that simple. Obviously, a lot of them have mental health issues. A lot of them don't.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just straight up just can't pay for their house, and so they're on the street. But that's what you hear all the time. It's like, well, they're so crazy that they don't want to live in a house. And it's like, well, then why does it all happen during economic crashes? Like, how is that not the big driver of it? Like, why have we seen an explosion since the largest financial crisis in capitalism's history?
Yeah, that's exactly
unrelated.
Right. You're exactly right. And that's the thing that's so frustrating about the aftermath of that economic collapse, because the Obama administration's response to it wasn't just inadequate. It was inadequate,
evil.
But it was
straight up evil.
Yes, exactly. Because once you understand how the response was intentionally meant to give the very people who screwed us an upper hand to continue making more profits while we continue to suffer, while people continue to get their houses foreclosed, you understand just how evil it really was. And it continues till this day. There's a very good reason why Blackstone is as profitable as it is. They were able to snatch up properties pennies on the dollar as all these homes were being foreclosed. The Obama administration did nothing to protect ordinary homeowners in order to prevent them from losing their homes. Nothing. There was nothing done to help them out. Instead, there were bailouts for the rich, and private equity firms and hedge fund managers and all of that. They were able to beef up their real estate portfolios. And then they turned that housing into rentals and essentially became slumlords. That's what Blackstone is. Blackstone is a massive private equity slumlord. And when you see all of these luxury buildings popping up, not just in Los Angeles, all throughout the country, and you're wondering why they sit there empty. Why are they being built? Why are they being put on the market, those units, those rental units? Why are they being put on the market at a price that no one can afford? It's because you have foreign business interests laundering their money in those units. You have private equity firms in other countries looking for a place to park their money. I mean, Eric Garcetti, just by Gavin Newsom, easy fix. It's not an easy fix, it's part of the fix, but you can do it overnight. It's not that hard. Ban foreign investment in US residential real estate, or in California's residential real estate. You're not gonna live here? Okay, then you can go ahead and off, okay? Oh, you're looking for a good investment in residential real estate in a country you have no interest in living in? Go ahead and off, how about that? But they're not willing to do that. And that's part of the issue, right? And Eric Garcetti, he's gonna start this pilot program where 2,000 people are gonna get UBI for a limited period of time. Dude, fix what's broken. And what's broken is our housing crisis, which is rigged against ordinary Americans and hardworking Americans. Ban foreign investment and speculation. I mean, do something about that. Do something about wages. Like, fix the problem systemically. Throwing money at a pilot program because you're terrified that maybe people will consider recalling your ass doesn't fix the problem. It just doesn't. Anyway, I can't stand Garcetti. I can't stand any of these people. Especially when you see people suffering when they don't need to suffer. And especially when the people of California overwhelmingly voted in favor of increasing their own taxes to provide housing for the homeless. And Garcetti did not deliver. Gavin Newsom did not deliver. They don't deliver.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.